Wholesaling real estate can change your entire life, but 99% of people do it illegally every single day. Not you. I'm gonna break down for you the do's and the don'ts of wholesaling real estate in 2025 and 2026. And I'm a top real estate agent in $1.6 billion in transactions with my team. And despite what you hear online, agents do not hate wholesalers. The wholesalers do not hate agents. I've sold so many transactions for wholesalers and got them buyers and sellers. This is why it's so important to understand the breakdown and fundamental rules that you do it legally without getting in trouble, and of course also making massive profits without taking huge advantage of the sellers themselves. Now, again, it is a gray area to do wholesaling because of the stipulations and the bylaws and how it's operated, but they're all ways to really make a massive impact and profit. Hey, if you're new to my channel, my name is Jordan Sibber at Elite Edge. I'm also the founder of Elite Real Estate Group, one of the top teams in all USA. And again, we've done about $1.6 billion transactions over the past few years. I've seen lots of transactions from residential, luxury, rural, commercial, you name it, we've done it. And this is going to help you so much understand the number one, wholesaling in the essence, if you're brand new to this, kind of high level overview, is just finding somebody that wants to sell their house. And normally it's going to be through an off market opportunity. You got to cold call them, you knocked on the door, send a postcard or a letter, and you found people who are probate or pre-foreclosures, the house is distraught, you name it. Those are the normal situations of you finding them. And the whole goal, more often than not, is to make somewhat of a profit, hopefully without taking advantage of the seller. So let's say, from easy math here, the property you want to wholesale is $1 million. And that is what it's worth on the market today in its current condition. And you know, if you can buy the contract, not the actual house, but the contract from the wholesaler, and then you know that let's say an investor can buy this property, rehab it, and make it look super valuable and make it actually livable again. You say the ARV of this property is $1.5 million. Then on my side, I know the rehab is going to be $150,000. I want to make, for your example here, $10,000 to $50,000 out of the spread. Because you are doing a massive service. I actually do think wholesalers actually make the market move. Like, it is a really vital part of the market, especially for those who are professional and do it correctly. But the goal is to get that spread though. So you know, hey, if I can buy it for $1 million, and if I sold it for $1,050,000 and to get it to the investor, the ARV is 1.5. That is how you make the spread. That difference, the $50,000, is given to you. Now, I do believe you should be upfront with the seller, saying, hey, I am not the end buyer. I have a connection that I'm working with as an investor. There's all cash deals, more often than not, or hard money. Either way, it's the same kind of process. And the goal is to, one, sell it to the end buyer, let them know, hey, my fee for this is $10,000, $30,000, $50,000, and that way they can make an informed decision. Will this be harder? Yes. Will you get more deals this way? Yes. Because real estate's a small world, and if you take advantage of people, they will find out about you, and then your deals flow, become more expensive, harder, and also hard to sleep at night. So this is how I would do it. I did wholesaling about 8 years ago when I first started off into real estate, and that was my principle. That's being upfront with people, let them know how it worked. And then I got my license 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and since then, doing a lot of transactions. I'm so honest and upfront with my clients. If I can't help them, I tell them, you shouldn't sell right now. This is a bad time to do it, and this is why. So for you, doing wholesaling, that is the high level basis of doing it. Now, why most people get the next step wrong is because more often than not, If you look online on Facebook groups and social media and you name it, they all selling the house and not the contract. And that is why it becomes a gray area and technically illegal because if you're not a licensed real estate agent and you don't own the house itself, you should not be marketing the property online as if it is actually a house. So you're not listing the house, you're selling the contract. It's assigned to. So you want to find an end user. Hey, I have this property. It's locked up at this price. This is the ARV. This is the deal. This is the contract behind it. Do you know who wants to buy it? Or you want to buy it yourself? Now, it does make it harder to sell, obviously, because one, you do got disclose information. But you have to make sure you understand that you're just putting the fine print that I'm selling this contract. This is the spread. This is the difference. And again, be honest as well with the end buyer. A lot of times at the title companies, they will do a double blind close, meaning they're closing with the buyer, with the seller, and then also with the buyer afterwards. But no one knows what the prices are on both of them. This is why it's kind of gray as well on top of that too. But if you're up front, you don't need that. And again, it does make it so much harder to do, but I can promise you, you'll make way more money in the back end by doing so. So wholesaling is, again, in its essence, not bad. And I do think that the future of wholesaling will look super bright for you because you're making 10, 20, 50, 100K a month even is more than possible. Will it happen next month? Probably not. Like, unless you already have connections, already have experience in real estate, then yeah, it can probably happen pretty quickly because like you're doing quick transactions. Now, there are kind of two ways to do transactions. Now, more often than not, when you do wholesaling, before I get to the whole like X, Y, Z future or why it's so good for you to do it, number one, you can sell it to a investor. This is the contract itself as a finder's fee for that $10, $20, $30, $50,000 and before closing. Now, more often than not, they probably won't go for that because they want to make sure it gets to the closing table. And if it defaults for some other reason or the seller changes their mind, then they just lost 10K, 50K for no reason. They probably won't do that. So that is going to be like the quickest way though. Maybe it's after option period and they have like no other concessions and no other like obligations to move out of the transaction afterwards, then maybe a quick close. But like a lot of gurus out there will tell you you're gonna make all this money and so quickly, it's so fast, it's quick, easy money. It's not, it is still a business. And if it was that easy, everyone would be doing it. Like, that's how you can tell. If no one's not doing it, it's not making a lot of people rich, then you can tell it has some hard work behind it, but also means that the bigger the problem, the bigger the profits. So on that point, that is one option. Option two, what normally happens is after it closes, you then proceed to make your income. Now, when that's being said, it takes minimum, if it's a true cash deal, 7 days, all the way up to maybe 45 days or longer. If it's commercial real estate, maybe months before you make that income from that transaction. Like I just sold a house last week or so. We had it on market for $900,000. It's not a wholesale transaction. I'm an agent. And it was $900,000. We had like 7, 8 offers in the first 2, 3 days. Sold for $1 million or 100K of asking price, all cash, and we closed in 7 days. Like literally listed on Friday and we closed on the next Friday. It was like that fast. And that is ways you can make money. So in real estate, if that was a wholesale transaction, that could have happened in 7 days. You got paid, the seller got paid, and then the buyer had a new property to now rehab, fix up, buy and hold. That is the strategy instead. Because again, it doesn't have to be for flippers. It could be a home that's like, this is a great property, it's already turnkey ready, I'm buying below market value, I'm now selling it to the end user. Now, with that being said, caveat, I do think that in that scenario, one, you probably shouldn't do it because they can make more money, obviously, just selling it themselves and just hire an agent. And like, obviously, I'm a agent, so I have that narrative. But also, like, two, If it really comes down to that, you can try and make it work and like find an agent to partner with. If you want help as well, down below, call me directly. I have a link in the description. That's the comment section. Let's see if we can work together on transactions, help you get the best deal. I'm a master at negotiating and selling properties, and then countless deals with wholesalers as well in the past. And they're all ways to make it a win-win for everybody. So you can sell on market for a higher price point, and then you get a final fee, probably like the marketing fee, more or less, kind of gray area. It has to be disclosed correctly, so it'd be consistent, paid out from the seller to you, not from me directly, 'cause I can't pay people who are unlicensed agents. Just full transparency there. But how it works, I've done deals like that before. We put it in the market for the seller. They bought me the deal, and then I paid them a part of the fee. Say, hey, here's a concession built into the contract from the seller, given to you, and the buyer also knows as well what's going on. And that way, it's a true market value, and everyone's happy because they're all investors doing that. Also, just people trying to live in a house, try and have a place to live too, and you just found a deal off market first before other people did. So it is an opportunity. We can work together, and that counts. So on that point, you can do a couple of things there, from rehab deals, probate sale, pre-foreclosures, on market, not on market, but nice homes that can be on market and get a bigger profit as well. Because again, if it's now selling for $1.2 million thanks to bidding wars, you just made more money if the seller agrees to it. And the reason why I think, though, that the market's going to be so advantageous for wholesalers, especially in 2026, because with all these new tax laws and tax changes, with real estate going on, we have more opportunity now to get more deals. And of course, that also means that the market is shifting as well. Because I do think that right now we have the highest eviction rate we've ever seen before across Austin, Texas, at least where I'm at right now. But that means pre-foreclosures are also on the rise soon too. Because if you can't pay for your rent, then eventually you can't pay for your mortgages and for your taxes. That is the next wave I see coming soon. Because if you watch the video up above, you can kind of see the 4 cycles of real estate. There are 4 main cycles. And right now, we're in hyper supply. And after hyper supply is when you see a crash more often than not. So it will happen. When will it happen? Can't tell you the date for that. There's no crystal ball. But you can kind of see the signs on the wall. Because after hyper supply, it always happens. Right now, for context for you, there are 15,000+ homes right now in Greater Austin, Texas. And that can help you in all 50 states in 25 different countries. But in Austin, Texas, 15,000 homes, which may or may not seem like a lot to you. So the context is, in 2021, it was just over 1,700 homes on the marketplace. Meaning we have now almost 10x more homes today than we did in 2021, when bidding wars was a constant thing, even for bad agents. And this is why in 2025, 2024, most agents have quit the industry, because now it's actually hard again for most people to make it in this industry. Same for wholesalers. And on a deeper point, this is more homes than we've seen in this market in over 15 years. Over 15 years, we never seen over 15,000 homes. In 2010, there's 11,000 homes in the marketplace. So again, the next step after that is going to be a crash. And when crashes happen, that is when investors and wholesalers and people who understand pre-foreclosures and short sales make the most amount of money, because they can now take advantage, as awful as that sounds, of the situation and of the people of the situation, if they help them get out of a hard spot. Again, foreclosures are awful. Having to deal with short sales is not fun for anybody. Having a probate happen because something happened you can't pay for it anymore is awful. All of these things are awful situations, but it goes back to the bigger problems, bigger profits. So for you, you can now add more value, help more people, and get bigger spreads, because now you're buying even less of a marketplace, because they're going to be more desperate, I guess is the easiest way to say it, awful as that sounds again, to get done. But if you have the honesty there, say, hey, I'm gonna buy for this price, we all win. They're open to it. Just make sure you're honest with the seller and with the buyer at the same time. Let them know what's going on. Let them know what's going on. So again, this is why I think it's gonna be a huge, huge thing on why wholesaling be so amazing for a lot of people. Also, another thing that you probably already know is that you don't need to be a licensed agent to wholesale a transaction because you're not an agent. Like honestly, as an agent, it is harder to wholesale transactions because you have to be honest with people. Let that sink in. Like, as an agent, I'm a fiduciary. I have to be honest with these people. Saying, hey, I'm gonna buy this piece of land. Even I'm gonna sell it for $30,000. I'm gonna buy it for $20,000. I'm gonna make $2,000-$3,000 from it. Probably a bigger spread. It's like I'm gonna sell for 50K, buy for 20K, sell for 30K, and make 10K, and they make that $20,000 afterwards because it's worth 80K. So that's how you would do it. So you let me know what's going on. And for me, I have to do that. Now for you, you don't have to do that. But again, I just think it's in your favor in the long term because real estate is a small, small industry. And all the good people are the ones that are staying for the long haul. And eventually you see them again. And it becomes kind of hard for you to do anything. Your reputation is everything. Your brand is your name. So I'm so big on being so transparent on this channel with my clients and so forth. So those are the two big reasons why I think it's gonna be so massive. Because one, you have the power of the market being changing to hyper supply to a big crash. Eventually, look at Warren Buffett. He has more cash right now in his bank than ever before, liquid. This is in billions. This is just insane. So he knows soon to be blood in the street. That is the time to buy for yourself. And number two on that is that it's easy to get into wholesaling, and with the power of AI, like, there's so much you can do with it. Like honestly, up above as well, I have a whole video breaking down AI, how to use it for real estate and other things as well. That makes it really easy for you to really maximize on that. And the last one I'm gonna break down for number three on why I think wholesaling real estate will really become a massive part of people's incomes, depending on who you are, in 2026 and beyond, is because we're shifting from a place of ads and social media being the biggest way to get clients to being a trust-based thing. So here you have trust with people, you know your community to some degree, you will have a bigger play in more deals that way. When I first started wholesaling, my first transactions were people I knew already, because that trust is a big, big factor. And with wholesaling, thanks to social media being on a big, big rise, right now it's super trending on YouTube, is gonna make it harder to do wholesaling. I've done transactions in the past where my clients have done so much research about wholesaling that when we got these transactions for like a sub two, which is not exactly wholesaling, but close enough to them that like, I don't do the transaction. And I have to like talk to them, educate them, do background checks on the wholesaler or sub two people, investors, to get them to agree to the transaction and also draft up a formal agreement with a lawyer, which you should always do anyways, to make sure everyone is protected, the seller and the buyer. And I think because of that, if you really have a community, you really know people, or you're doing it for the long term, you have massive success. If you say, hey, I'm here to help people, this is a great industry, I love real estate, I don't want my license for whatever reason it might be, I want to just be the middleman more than anything else, that's a great industry for you, because then you can really find ways to have quick turnovers, make big profits, help a lot of people, but also know that it's all about relationships. It's going to be done through calling them, doing postcards, doing events, hosting videos about the process and talking about what's going on and being fully transparent and authentic in your entire approach. And when you do that, it becomes so easy to kind of be your own hero, I guess, and help more people and have people actually trust you. Again, trust is at an all-time low, more than ever before. And I think it's getting more and more hard to trust people with the power of AI and social media and all these other people doing bad things. Because let's face it, a lot of people who are wholesalers, investors, and agents even give the other ones a bad name, so it makes it harder and harder to stand out as someone that is professional and honest. So three big reasons why I think wholesaling would be a massive skyrocket for your life and also the industry as a whole. I think a lot of transactions would be happening as from a wholesaler perspective, bringing them to the end users or bringing them to the agency even. Again, if you want help with buying or selling real estate in all 50 states and 24 countries, 25 countries, down below, link in the description, or call me directly. You can kind of talk together and see if we can work together on some transactions, whether it's buying deals with you for the wholesale side or the sales side or in between. Again, I've done a lot of transactions for the past few years. I'm one of the top agents in all USA. I can help you get the best deals, especially in selling real estate, which is my favorite thing to do, but buying as well. I love negotiations. My biggest discount today was over $352,000 below asking price. So like, I'm not saying getting stuff below asking price is bad. I'm just saying if you're not transparent about what you're doing, then it's the bad part. Again, I'm transparent. Like, hey, this is my CMA. This is what I'm doing. This offer price. Do you agree to it? Yes or no? And then we got a client who was a home buyer, not a wholesaler. In that example, into this property, they made over $300,000 in instant equity thanks to that strategy. So again, being super negotiable and having massive sales skills is huge. But on top of that, just be honest. And also over here as well, I have a whole breakdown of all things in investing, teach you more about that strategy up above. I also break down how to analyze commercial real estate, which you can still do wholesale deals on those as well. For even bigger spread, you can buy a storage unit or a complex or so forth. If it's going to be a turnkey ready opportunity, which is A class, or if it's a B or C class or lower, it can be a rehab opportunity. So again, lots of ways to make money in real estate. Hope this helpful for you guys. If you have any questions down below, let me know in the comment section your questions. Happy to answer them. I read them all. And of course, like, subscribe, tag your friends, give us a share. I'll see you at the top. Thanks for being here. Have the best day yet.